So in this video, we're going to be talking about the Aurora West Edmonton Mall location update. So I went there and they told me that they didn't even get a single shipment in for edibles. Yeah, that's my update. I think what's happening right now with the Aurora store is AGLC controls the distribution, and they decided not to distribute to the Aurora store and to the rest of Alberta instead of just focusing the inventory on Aurora, simply because, and Aurora probably doesn't need it or want it, because they would rather build a branding by selling it to the province than versus selling it at this store. That's what I think that's happening right now. I think Aurora probably prefer not having any inventory in their store, simply because they want to build a branding and they don't want to just sell all that inventory, the limited supply they have in the Aurora store. That's what I think is happening. They're thinking more long term than short term. Yes, selling in the Aurora store will get you a little bit more margin, but selling it across Canada will give you a better branding. So what I think Aurora is doing right now is they are selling across Canada for the branding purposes instead of concentrating it on the medical patients and the Aurora store, because they don't need the branding at the Aurora store, because the Aurora store is already branding itself, just being open. So that's what I think is happening, because branding, a focus on branding is more important than short-term profitability. But I still think Aurora will be profitable regardless, simply because they are selling a decent amount. Like, they're selling out of all their products. So I mean, it's hard to, like, if you look on the Ontario store, they're selling out. The vape pens are selling out. You look on BC store, vape pens are gone. And they still have to supply the rest of Canada. They still have to supply the 20-something stores that are 25-plus stores that's in Ontario. And they still got to supply, like, the rest of Canada and BC, like the small individual stores in BC that sell legal product. So there's, Aurora's supply is very, very thin. And the fact that it's thin probably means that their numbers are going to be good, because the derivative products are probably going to be way more than the dry flower sales. So you have to tack on a new revenue stream that's higher margin, that will I think push Aurora to profitability. But this is my opinion, and even if I think they will be pushed to profitability, short term, I still think there's a possibility Aurora stock could go down lower. It just all depends on the entire market. If Canopy announces horrible earnings, Aurora stock will crash. So I just want to, tell you to be careful and not to be 100% bullish on Aurora right now, simply because I'm so bearish on Canopy's earnings that I think it will drag Aurora down further with it. And I think Aurora earnings will be decent, but not enough to push the stock price up higher. So I think we're going to be living in a horrible, next month or two. But I could be wrong. Aurora could come out with some fantastic news along with the earnings, and we could see the stock go to $3. That's a possibility too. But then there's other possibility that Aurora announces nothing, bears come back, and they saying Aurora is going to go bankrupt, blah, blah, blah. And then the stock could shoot all the way down to $1 US, which would make it a really high return on investment. And the risk would be minimal, because, Aurora is worth more than 1.1 billion US dollars. That's my opinion. At 1.1 US billion dollars, you're just getting such a good deal, but again, that's my opinion. And if Aurora does fall to $1 US, that means that Afria stock's gonna fall to like $3 US. So, I'm overall, I think I'm bearish on the cannabis space simply because of Canopy's earnings. That's my take on it. And also follow the HMMJ. The HMMJ will reflect Aurora's price the best, because if HMMJ is bearish, Aurora will follow. So if HMMJ goes back to $8.85 or even back down to $8.25, I think Aurora is going to go back to $1.50. So just be careful and realize that there's a possibility Aurora stock could go down further. So just be extremely careful. I'm still bullish on the fundamentals long term, but bears are going to attack this sector again, and that's my feeling anyways. I feel like the bears are going to come back and they're going to attack this sector again. So just be really careful. Kronos, down today 38 cents, 4.44%. Afria, had a small rally early in the day, but it pulled back massively. Tilray, same thing. Tilray had a rally in the day, and then it pulled back near the end of the day. So yeah, things are just not looking too bright right now in the MJ sector. The market is red, and NEO stock is down a penny. Down 5 cents. NEO is down 5 cents. I don't have too much to say about that besides this could I think NEO, like for example, there was a time when everyone was talking about NEO going bankrupt. Instead of bankrupting, the stock is doing the exact opposite. So Aurora could do the same thing. I'm not saying it's impossible for Aurora to do what NEO did, because NEO, if you look at NEO and Aurora, they're both very dilutive stock, but yet NEO still managed to make back to $5.17. I think NEO is kind of riding off Tesla right now, because Tesla is extremely bullish. NEO stock is, some of that money is going from, Tesla to NEO, pumping NEO stock up. That's what I think is happening right now. That, whales are pushing up NEO stock because Tesla is going up and up and up. If Tesla just keeps going up, NEO will go up with Tesla. So that's what I think. It's the same thing with Aurora. If Canopy stock keeps going up, because Canopy is Bitcoin right now, if Canopy keeps going up, Aurora will go up with Canopy. Until Aurora can prove that they are the new Canopy, they got an investment from Nelson Peltz, they are being consistently profitable, and they're still growing, I think Aurora and Canopy will switch places. But as of the moment, I think Aurora is under pressure, and bears are using the fact that Aurora has a debt and goodwill, that it will, bad shit is coming. But that's what they're pushing out. That's why it's risky to invest into Aurora at the moment. The only thing that would change the story right now is earnings or some big press release. So unfortunately, I'm still bearish on the market right now for at least the next 2 or 3 months. But I think this is just my opinion. The exact opposite could happen. I think that, in the springtime when earnings come out, I think all the stocks are going to rally across the board, because earnings in the springtime are going to be fantastic. It's going to be including some high-end revenue from vape pens. And if you notice, Aurora is selling out of their vape pens and they're selling out of the edibles. But all the other licensed producers will have higher gross margins, will have higher revenue simply from the vape pens that they are selling in the market right now. Disney fell back today. You could gamble on Disney's earnings. This price is not bad down here, but again, it could go down further. I do not have a call or put option on Disney, but I think that, Disney is kind of being bearish right now. So, but I think earnings could change the story, especially if the subscriber base grows massively. Acreage Holdings pulled back today simply because Canopy pulled back today. Beyond Meat had a really nice rally today, and it's being kind of neutral. I do have one call option on Beyond Meat, which I'm up, which is kind of nice. Chesapeake Energy not doing too much, just neutral. Chap is looking very delicious, but I think it can go below $1. And then at that point, I would definitely be gambling back into Chap Energy. Harvest Health and Recreational, Neutral After Hours. Kira Leaf is had a nice massive pullback today. I think it's going to continue the further pullback until earnings time. I think around earnings time, I think the stock's going to go up. But again, that's my opinion. Madman, oh god. Okay, I'm going to end this video. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this content. Give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. Subscribe for future updates and have a great day. Bye.